Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. We're going to be talking the Avatar fighting game today, because there's some interesting things going on. So it was announced not too long ago, and hey, Avatar fighting game in and of itself, pretty dang cool. But all we've had is trailers and kind of left to speculate how the game would actually play. And now, thanks to the official social accounts for the game, we're getting an idea of how the game actually plays. As there's some older footage, what you're seeing here, and one that was just posted earlier today, that gives us a greater understanding of the game. So hey, for one, it's a 4-button game, ABC, light, medium, heavy, and the flow stance button. Almost consider this like a trait button, I guess. So flow has the flow stance, which is basically like a universal parry / counter. Everyone has access to this. And then a direction and flow gives you various different specials. Not to say it's all the specials, it's basically trait moves, as yes, there is motion inputs for the game. Not just simple inputs. I know for a lot of people that's a touchy issue in recent times. So yes, we don't know all the motions for all the characters. That will come in time, and hey, we have that closed alpha coming up, and there'll be a link in the video description if you want to sign up for the closed alpha. But yes, motion inputs, classical fighting game inputs are absolutely a thing in the game. So good to know. And then we had the tutorial video that was posted earlier today, and something's coming back to fighting games that's been gone for a good while. So we knew about support characters, but we didn't really know what they did. Like, are they functionally assists, or like, what's going on? I thought maybe they could be like KOF strikers or something. Support characters are effectively Mortal Kombat X variations for the characters. Each support character is tailored to the character you're picking, right? So it's thematically appropriate that the character will pop up in the background for each character. Okay, that works. But yeah, it'll basically give them new traits or new moves they would never otherwise have. So like Monk Gyatso gives Aang better air scooters. We've seen him on the airball before in the trailers, and apparently they're all the better yet. Probably faster, maybe better mobility, better control. We know they can be a little dangerous. As we've seen from the existing trailers, like if Aang misses, he's gonna smash into a wall. So if you pick Monk Gyatso, like this just gets better. Okay, cool, selling me on the concept. We've already known just in general, movement's a very big part of the game. And for Aang specifically, you know, the airbender movement's even bigger yet, right? And so Momo, if you pick Momo as your variation, as your support, then the glider gets all the better yet. Like, that's honestly a bit of nonsense here, just like how he's moving, and that's definitely a cross-up too, which I didn't block that. So I'm assuming the airball is sort of like a bully move, the glider is definitely like tricky, just speed and mix-ups, and then we have our third support, which is Appa, and it says flow cancelable normals. So I'm assuming this means you can cancel normals into your various flow moves, you know, the flow button and direction, which I guess you normally can't do. So out of the gate here, jump, heavy maybe, cancels it into the glider. I'm pretty sure that probably normally would not work without this variation or the support. So jump normal into another jump effectively, yeah, that's going to be a little tricky. And then we got this sequence, which is pretty crazy, right? So Zuko is blocking in the normals, he's crouching, and then Aang goes into the special, which must be an overhead because it hits Zuko in his dome, right? So Zuko, maybe stop worrying about your honor and start worrying about blocking overheads. And then finally, if that's not, enough, right? So we do the string here, and he cancels the last hit of the string into a flow move that just runs him backwards. So say you're in a block string potentially, and you don't like where the block string's going, you can just flow cancel your way out of there if you have Appa as your support character. Trailer immediately shows another example of much kind of the same here, because you're going to have to keep going from low to overhead. So we do the overhead. Zuko blocks, immediately go low, fair enough. Flow cancel that into another overhead, had to pay attention, and then you get comboed. Here we see the airball, right? So this is the Monk Gyatso support / variation. And just what they're showing here. So you can jump off of it, and also you can go through the opponent, then like short hop off of it and cross up on the other side. If that's an actual cross up, you can do an air normal off that. You are never blocking that. If I can cross through you and recross up you in like a single second, that's one of the greasiest things I've seen in a fighting game in a good long while. And then we see the better air glider, right? This is nuts too, because like, look at this. So we do that move where he jumps back and he air glides immediately for like an instant overhead. So again, tricky to block stuff. And then we go to this. So Aang does this real big slam on the ground, and then the wind is summoned. So is this like Rachel Alucard in BlazBlue, or I guess in more modern terms, Storm in Marvel Tokon, right? Does he control the wind? Can he use the wind to change his momentum? Is this Momo only? Or maybe with the enhanced glider from Momo, this allows for like quick, dirty cross-up setups? Like, assuredly, controlling the wind to mess with people's momentum, that's a really good trait for Aang to have. That's very fitting, to say the least, for the Airbender. And that's really cool, but it makes me think, given what little we know about the game, realistically, like, how crazy are these movesets gonna be? They said this was gonna be a high mobility game. There's no doubting that, for sure. But also, this looks like it's probably gonna be a really high power level game too. Like, people can do some stuff, at least given what we've seen from the footage. Variations in Mortal Kombat X, maybe, some were better thought out than others, but the idea is not a bad one to have, and I'm biased towards it. Mortal Kombat X is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Like, if we could get War God Sokka in there, I'll play Sokka. Oh my god, Crystalline Toph. Could you imagine? Oh my god. Now I'm just setting up myself for disappointment by thinking this. But yeah, so supports are variations basically. So the first thing you think of is, well, let's look at some of those other trailers. What do we see? And we see, Aang has a variety of the supports behind him and the various stages. If they're tailored specifically to each character, then the Bounty Hunter, that's got to be for Zuko. We've also seen Mei. Now, once again here, they buff your character. It's not about their character, so probably nothing with knives or something like that. Probably makes Zuko shoot a better fireball or I don't know. We're just speculating. Korra has the polar bear dog. Very briefly in a trailer, you can see Rava. That'd definitely be for Korra. And then for like other characters, I don't know, you have to speculate, but like Toph would probably have Boomy or say the Boulder. I know we got some Boulder fans here. Post in the comments below for Boulder support. Azula would probably have someone like Ty Lee. And just going by the Aang example in the trailer shown, you assume that there would be 3 of them per character, right? 3 variations per character. That's how Mortal Kombat X did it. So go with the formula that works, I suppose. And going by the Aang example too, the relative power level of the abilities that you're getting from these variations seems pretty strong. But you kind of put all this together, like, high power level, high mobility, variations are back, Mortal Kombat X fan speaking, so I'm a fan, maybe not so much other people, but we'll see. We have the Avatar license. I'm a huge Avatar fan. I'm really looking forward to this. I think this could be a lot of fun. We got the closed alpha coming up. It's out sometime next year. And rest assured, when there's more news, I'll be covering it on the channel. I'll be keeping a close eye on this game. But that's the news for now, and that's it for the video. I just thought you guys would like to know because I think this is shaping up pretty cool. So that all said, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games.
Yeah.